Morning, Augustine. 1 second, just looking around right now. Morning, Terry. Morning, guys. Let me morning, Anton. 1 sec. Where's the? There we go. Looks like there's maybe a 3-second delay right now. 4-second. Wafu SPAQ. Yeah, Anton, I planned on streaming last week, but I didn't realize it was 4th of July. Sorry about that. Whoa.
Billy.
Hello, Jen. A lot of volume in OGEN. A lot of volume there. In the millions. That's always nice to see. Oh, you notice, Anton? Yeah, these are the intensity stock watch scanners. I'm gonna. They gave me a trial to check it out. I'm using the default setting, so it is giving me a little bit of cheaper stocks. I should change it, but I just want to see how it works in its default setting. It works well. The issue is, you know how TradeNet doesn't like trading
IMGN.
certain stocks, and it seems like all the good ones that this ultra scan gives me isn't tradable. I am using TradeNet today. Is this alert on? So
Testing.
okay. Oops. IMGN is moving down pretty strong. Look at that right there. Morning, big boy, Blue. Just looking at IMGN right now. Look at the daily right here. I'm all about bottom bounces, but there's a really strong support area down here. You guys see that? It's about 10 cents away. It really needs to pick up in its volume. See how I really want it to dive down and pick up on volume. Looks like it may go without me. It's a 2-minute chart.
FITB.
Yeah, it's going to go without me. I'm not going to take something that has volume that diminishes as it pops up. Bancorp. ALT, is that having another good day? ALT is always choppy. Alpha Lima Tango.
WFC. JPM.
Banks are hitting the Wells Fargo and JP Morgan.
SRNE.
SRNE is moving pretty strong. Sierra, Romeo, November, Echo.
C.
Again, not tradable on TradeNet. Okay. Citigroup, another bank. Banks are moving pretty strong right now. Dan is saying that cruises are moving. Yeah, cruises are moving.
BAC. PM.
That is interesting, Dan. CCL. Come on.
IKNX.
Look at that right there.
JPM.
I don't like trading banks. That's just me.
PSV. MO.
So what's going with these carnivals? Shrink capacity by 9% and it's still moving up. Sounds like bad news, but it's moving up. Carnival demand continues for 2021. Looks like it's struggling a little bit in this area.
WAFU. PSV. PSV. PSV.
RCL Royal Caribbean, the weekly $50 call sweep now in RCL, Romeo Charlie Lima.
JPM.
Call sweep.
WAFU, WAPU Education halted on a circuit breaker now on the way down at $7.71. WAFU.
See if it goes down to 1530-ish.
WIMI, Weemy hologram shares continue
Okay,
to pull
I'm
back.
out right there.
$6.83 now, hit a high of 925.
It still has room, but
78% now.
you already know that
WIMI.
I try to get out. Whichever comes first, guys, is either going to be here or here. And that's how I usually play something that's prior to 10:15. I don't know if I even...
JPM.
Sorry, guys. I don't think I even notified y'all, but volume spike, volume ramp, trigger on ones, exit at the 1 minute. That's how I trade something before 10:15, because most likely it's not
BAC.
done, especially after Charlie just said something about carnivals. Thanks, Dan, if you're listening. So I'm up 350 right now, and JPM is taunting me. Oh, Peter, if you're listening, Charlie is Benzinga right here. Try not to, if you could, try not to ask questions on the general chat in the Discord. Just want to keep the clutter clean. So if you could PM me or just type it in the YouTube for me, please. So here's the one reason
SRNE.
one of the main reasons anybody should get a Thinkorswim account from TD Ameritrade, or TD Ameritrade account to get the Thinkorswim platform, is for Benzinga. Because if you try to buy Benzinga, if you get Benzinga by itself, then you're going to be having to pay these prices here, $100 a month, and that would give you, I don't even know if that'll give you the audio squawk. It doesn't. You have to be paying $177 to get the audio squawk, basically Charlie.
TEDU.
But with Thinkorswim, they give it to you for free, and you just have to get an account with them. It's easier than it sounds. My account only has $50 in it. I think you can actually go less. Let me know if you actually have less than $50. I think some people actually have $25 in their account.
TEDU.
You just need to open one. And I don't use TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim to trade or anything. I just use it so I can have CNBC, Benzinga, the charting, and all that for dirt cheap. Hey, good morning, Mahmood. SRNE. Yeah, to me, the Thinkorswim is a must-have. I used to. Cat's bitching it.
SRNE.
What was I saying? What? Crazy? Lost my train of thought.
WPX.
TEDU. It's popping strong here. It's cheap.
TEDU. P. WAFU.
Man, so much noise right now with my scanners. Wafu, halted. No, it's resumed, sorry. Wafu resumed. Roku and Netflix is having a good day. Probably because
PSV. PSV.
COVID cases. PSV is really choppy, but it's moving strong. Hey, how's it going, Observation Towers? You're very welcome.
TEDU. TEDU.
Interestingly, the Ultrascan's not catching TEDU. This stock watch scanner is very similar to my surging up scanner. Um, Sometimes it catches things that
PSV, PSV,
I really like. PSV is moving strong as well. All these cheap stocks. I'm using the wrong platform right now. Think TradeNet doesn't
PSV,
like to trade these.
PSV,
Honestly, I'm pretty much done with TradeNet. I'm just using it because it's easier to. I think somebody just asked me even on the Discord.
PSV.
Video spiking here at
Can we see your
$5.
chart? The thing was,
PSV,
Up, 2%,
PSV,
275,
CLF.
I'm not gonna review.
PSV,
Actually, I don't mind revealing my TradeNet chart, but
PSV,
I would
PSV,
PSV, guys. PSV is popping strong. If you have shares or something like this, be careful. It looks like it's may get halted.
Shares of Pinterest
It's about to
dropping
get
to the lowest
halted, I
now,
think.
PIN, Washington
ALGX.
Post, reported tweeting
PSV halted.
about some improper postings on the site, and shares are hitting low 26.
I would only use my TradeNet if I'm streaming or
3% now
worried about revealing my
on
account.
Pinterest.
I don't care to reveal my Lightspeed account or stream with it. Even though I'm not showing the account number, I'm afraid of slipping up every now and then, which has happened if you look at my old streams in 4 or 5 years ago. Even though I cover up the account whenever I do like a transition, it shows the account. So I suggest anybody that wants to YouTube their trades, which I think is a great idea. Even if it's unlisted, just be sure you don't expose your account. I've known somebody who actually had their account hacked. In fact, when I taught in high school, I had a student that had an average student. Average as in, in the school system, he's considered average because he doesn't try. But he's a good friend of mine now, and now that he's in his 20s. But he was a student, and he was one of my best students. He used to confide in me. And one day I was browsing around in the school because I teach math, geometry, and statistics. I went into the computer lab, and he was there, and he just told me he wanted to show me something. And if you know anything about public schools and their computers, they're slow, and their internet is slow, and they have a firewall, a really big firewall. But he was able to hack into Facebook.
ROKU, Roku at the highs now. Roku shares up about 4%. Romeo Oscar Kilo Uniform, ROKU.
He was on Facebook, hacked in it,
FCEL,
even though Facebook was blocked in my school. I mean, these kids nowadays, pretty awesome. You speak very low. Is the volume low, or am I just like talking low? I just don't talk loud, guys. I can get this closer if you like. Just makes me a little bit more uncomfortable though. If you can hear my breathing, that makes me uncomfortable. It's the streaming settings. Oh, yeah, I just don't talk loud, guys. Yeah, yesterday I posted that half-ass recap,
FCEL,
and I asked y'all what kind of format you wanted, So I think you guys would like me to talk while I'm trading, and I don't think I did a good job right now when I traded CCL. It's just that my mind is running really faster than I can talk, and when I'm focused, I really can't. I'm really bad at talking when I'm trying to trade nowadays.
Brock.
JAGX,
So
Jaguar
most likely
Health,
I'll try
spiking
to
to the
talk.
high,
I'm
73
I'm
cents.
probably going to end up
X-ray
mumbling,
JAGX.
and then I'll try to like fill in what I'm thinking. PSV is still halted. It's a really pretty shape. I'll probably try to subtitle everything I'm thinking along the ways while I'm not talking. Well, PSP is not tradable for me as while I'm on this TradeNet thing, but this is what I would do, Peter.
P.
Good question.
Excel.
So I'll go straight to the daily chart on PSV here, and now you can tell that this thing's pretty volatile. It got some crazy days, and right
AMRX.
here, this is a good trend line, right? Look, it's exactly right where that trend line is. See that? So let's see where it's at right now. It's at 21. It's exactly where it's at. So if it may pull back, in which case I would enter immediately for a short. But it'll be nice to give me time, right? I want a 1 minute trigger, so maybe ideally create a doji with a lot of volume and then it'll go down, or it may just pop up and then come back down. But ideally I want to try to enter on a 1 minute trigger with a lot of volume. That's roughly what I'm seeing right now. Right now, as it stands as a hold, it looks great because the blue line is my rubber band, right? So it's at 107. It's all the way out 121. With this kind of range, at this kind of price, you can throw in a lot of shares. I think you're the one that used TradeQuest or something, and I looked into it, and yeah, their commissions are pretty bad. So for stocks that are like this, you really want a per trade setup. Like Lightspeed would be like 4. So let's see what happens here. Shit.
PSV. PSV.
There it is. There's the doji,
PSV.
and then you short this one and see how it goes, and put the stop at high a day. But that was really fast, and
Larry Kudlow
hopefully
says
you have
he
it.
believes the U.S.
It's-
economy is in a recovery.
It's not good. It's not done.
PSV.
Okay, you got stopped out right there,
PSV. PSV.
and just try again. See what happens. The one thing I always say to
PSV, Hermit is offshore.
the one thing I would
Here,
say about
up another 161%
trading
today.
that people can't do
Opposite
very well.
Victor.
Yeah, see, this could be very possibly a fake out. Is the fact that pro traders don't set stops at high a day. It's going to go. It was a fake out. They set their stops far away, which really messes up your risk reward ratio.
And shares rose,
I don't like to.
yesterday,
It's the sad truth,
sharply
guys.
higher now,
They-
high of $1.29.
The people with the most money can fake you out.
Sandy Victor. Kudlow
That's not a
says
bad
Trump will
thing,
not
Peter.
tolerate a full U.S. economic shutdown
Like I just
amid
said, that
coronavirus.
if I had shares, I would have got stopped out and then had to re-enter anyways. So these halt trades like this is very volatile, and the fact that it kind of like grinded, yeah, it's going. And this is going to be a riskier trade. In which case, you want to trade, set your shares accordingly. My voice will probably get louder along the ways. I'm not a teacher anymore. My voice isn't that strong. There it goes. Blue line.
Governor
And this
Cuomo
is
tweeting
basically
out
where I
today's
probably
update
would
on
get out.
numbers,
By the time it goes down to this
73,558
level,
tests were performed.
exactly where it's at.
786 came
I don't
back
take
positive,
any more
that's
chances than that.
1.06%. Total hospitalizations fell to 826, with 8 deaths on Thursday. That from Governor Cuomo.
Hey Daniel, yeah, I do have a margin account, which is why, it makes me even more weary to expose my Lightspeed online. With Lightspeed, I generally would probably trade twice the number of shares. So what you see me trade on YouTube with TradeNet,
Pins.
you may multiply it by 2. When I'm in a trade, Peter, that's not a good question. Notice it's 10:04. One in my strategy, I used to always tout that you don't trade until you have 3 solid 15-minute candles. So right now, we're only at our second 15-minute candle, and it's already revealing a third red candle. I generally wait 45 minutes. By then, we would have these really strong moving stocks that never looked back, right? And those are the ones that, if it does the parabolic move and it has the ramp in volume and exhausts itself, regardless of the outcome, there's still an added chance that it's going to do a curl down if that exhaustion fails, because it's been moving for 45 minutes in one direction, with the exception of a linear grind, right? That's why we still want a parabolic 15, and it's still moving in one direction. There's a greater chance that it'll do a pullback later on, or a curl down, or fade away, basically. So that's why I usually do that. And then if I do one of those, then I would look in the 5-minute chart, because it's going to pull back a lot. But when it comes to something that's moving really fast, I don't wait for the 5-minute chart, because it's just because it may not be ready to complete its counter. It's just going to be, for lack of better words that y'all like to use, it's going to be a scalp. But it's going to be a very, in my opinion, from what I've seen and what I've been doing lately, it's a very effective scalp, because of the volatility in the morning. Yeah, that's the way to put it. There's more volatility. We know this. That's why breakout trades are in the morning. But there's also a very strong counter in the morning. But never see home runs in the morning. So because of that, I tend to go a little bit heavier in the morning and try to take what I can. So, how many trades I did 4,000 shares on CCL for basically a 10-cent move to make about $350, because TradeNet has that stupid slippage. But with that, one trade, and essentially you're done if you're happy with $300 to $500. Yeah, that's basically how I see things. If it moves too fast, use the 1-minute trigger, 1-minute 9 EMA. If it's moving all day, then it has a potential of the 5-minute and even the VWAP as a target.
The information reporting Apple working with Foxconn and lenses for AR devices.
Oh yeah, thanks Joe.
AAPL.
If you could, click the like and subscribe, or click the like for me, please. Gently depress the like button. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm. I'm a very small niche, and I like it that way. I don't mind having smaller subscribers, but at the same time, y'all are contributing to like a free McDonald's meal. No, I wouldn't even do McDonald's. That's just too risky now. I'll go buy some fish.
UONE, Urban
Thanks,
One
guys.
spiking here to the high, Uniform Oscar, November,
Questions?
Echo.
Roku? Yeah, Roku's moving strong. I think it's a COVID thing. And everyone's just staying home right now. With these pullbacks, I can't trade it. This one did have a volume spike right there, right? But that was a breakout volume spike. See that? See how it just broke out from this level and then it shot up. So this volume spike is negligible to me. I wouldn't use this volume spike as a signal for a pullback. This is not good for me.
Rock.
Because it has two really good pullbacks. It's nice though.
Urban One shares were halted.
Maybe
now, running
somebody
circuit
like
breaker at the
Bobby
high,
Invest or
$16.64.
I think Bear would do
Uniform
something like
Oscar,
this.
November Echo.
The Bollinger a band play. This will be a pullback entry down here, especially with this rejection wick, and maybe for another breakout. I have to look at the daily though, because it looks really. This is the second day it's moving up, so who knows? Maybe 160. I don't know. I'm not good at these, honestly. You just change your own SETI, big boy.
Shares of Carver Bank
That's
Corp
cool.
also spiking here, along with Urban One. BYFC, Broadway Financial, also
Retro. D-Bizzle.
LMFA, all African American related
Let me see why I didn't. Well, let me see why I didn't see it.
businesses.
Oh, Rito. Okay. Oh. Yeah, Rito just caught. You caught it at 2:04 in the morning, I guess. Pre-market.
WIMI. WIMI. WIMI.
Because it opened down here. It opened at 167. So I'm not exactly sure, D-Bizzle, about your thoughts on Rito. Six. If it spikes up to Roku, spikes to what would you get into pins? Well, yeah, if I caught it in time. Wait, when did you? There's no timestamp for your announcement, but yeah, this does look okay. I would say okay because of these resets here, right? And it did get extended away from the blue line, and then there is that volume ramp right there for a move on up, and on top of that, it actually went down to this area right here, which is not bad. It looks like it could have gone further, but it decided to turn around. That was a good one. Popkachin. That was a good one. Yeah, that was a nice volume spike. LCA. I don't know how to trade this one. HAL. Hey, Raphael.
UONE.
I don't know how to trade HL either. I'm not good at the Bollinger Band plays. It is predictable, but it doesn't quite fit my parameters. You know, I'm just set in my way. Oh, you caught a pre-market. That's awesome, man. I don't really trade pre-market, honestly. My crystal ball doesn't work at that time. For pins, Popkachin, where would you be at your entry? My entry would probably be right here on the 1 minute, over 2630-ish. The most likely pins didn't show up on my scanner because it's not fully extended. So let's see. 12:15, 12:14, enter at 2613 to 2630, exit 20. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. It's not bad, and it kept going, right? Probably hitting the 5 minute. 5 minutes up here. Probably this is the next target. So if I were to look at this in my mind, I'm thinking my next target would be up here at 26.7, or this blue line at the 5 minute 9 EMA. But if you know me better, I'm probably going to be out at the 1-to-1 ratio right here. I'd be hesitant to trade this because of the resets here, and it doesn't quite. It is kind of parabolic, but not really. I like to see something a little bit more extreme, like CCL this morning. You see that right there? Well, one reset, and this. See how beautiful this this volume ramp is? So it's just, it almost looks inevitable that it's going to come back down. And you just have to be patient, and hopefully, see, it had a delay, right? After the pop-up, it questioned its movement, and then it came back down. My entry was right at the 1 minute trigger. My entry was 1545 right here. So actually TradeNet did me a favor and gave me a good entry. And I exited early, obviously, on the way down. While at that time the blue line was somewhere at the 1530. So I just wanted, I went pretty heavy on that one. You know, hindsight, you know, I could have waited, but I don't wait, because sometimes it's just too early. And then Charlie actually had to spook me and tell me how there's a, well, whenever Charlie talks about something, then I'm going to freak out. Raphael, why TradeNet? Initially, I did TradeNet because I had 5 of my father's friends. These guys are like, they're all over 60 years old and retired, and they all wanted to learn how to trade. And initially, they wanted to learn how to trade swing trading, but I convinced them to try day trading. But you know, when you're a beginner, I want them to have a floor, and TradeNet had a floor. You know, if you get the student account, you pay $2,600, you have a floor of $4,000. That way, these guys, these new guys can't lose more than 4,000 before having to try again. So a couple of them tried a few times. Out of the 5, 3 of them did really well, and now they switched over to Lightspeed. It's just a stepping stone. I'm trying to scaffold them without having them lose too much money, even though these guys are pretty well off. You know, old Asian guys are really thrifty. They're not gonna. They don't want to lose money like that, you know. Mirbrax the man, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, he makes, that guy banks. I honestly have never been in his chat because we have different strategies. But I like his yeah, he from long time ago till now, he really has increased his
CCL Carnival on their conference call, company executive says we've
profit
already
loss.
repatriated 77,000 crew members, and we'll repatriate over 80,000 in total.
Live in Beijing,
That's
awesome.
CCL Carnival on their conference call now, CCL. Shares of Carnival at 15.13, down about, up about 3.5% following their earnings report earlier, preliminary earnings report from Carnival CCL.
See how Charlie's talking about CCL again, about the earnings report? Sounds positive. You see how when it popped up and went down, and you think it would just kind of do a curl down, but it's doing this sideways action because it's being supported by news. Hey Artie. I can't explain, Anton, how intensity scanner works, but this is what all I really know is that let me just give you a rundown right now. I was going to make a separate video, but since you guys are here, this is what they give you. They give you quite a bit. It's what's cool about it is they have penny watch scans. They have their own watch list. Let's see what the watch lists look like. So somebody put this in there, TDU. They have their own chat room, depending on, I think that's dependent on, see that the premium or platinum, I mean, that's dependent on which one you buy, I think. So here's somebody, people are talking. You already know I don't do any of that because I don't like noise in my head. But since my scanner is quiet, I can talk. So the first two are the Intensity Ultra scanners. These are proprietary, meaning they won't tell you what the parameters are, but you can go into the menu and change like the type of sound, and like you just heard that beep. If the last one that says I to the power of 3 or I cubed, that's the intensity, their intensity parameter. If it hits over 20, it's going to give you a beep, and it's going to highlight that one, in which case you'll see that it actually popped up. And the good thing about that is it works perfectly for a counter trader, because if it pops up and you keep hearing that alert, you know it keeps moving up and it's getting overextended. If it fits my shape or not, or volume, that depends on your setting for minimum volume and all. But all in all, it works well. I mean, it does show me things that my scanner doesn't show, because my scanner has a lot of parameters. So it really limits what's going to be shown and what isn't. So a lot of trades that potentially could be good falls through the gaps, and then the intensity scanner actually shows something. But there has been a few times that I've seen intensity show things that are excellent, and I don't know why my scanner didn't quite catch it. Maybe because it's too narrow. I think a lot of it has to do with the volume. So it's proprietary, so that's the con. I don't like things that aren't telling me what's going on, but it works. And that's their niche, that's where they can say nobody has this scanner because it's proprietary. It's very limited on how you can't change anything except the volume and the price range, honestly, and the sound. So that's the pro. A lot of people that ever tried trade ideas like this
CHWY.
gets totally overwhelmed, and they can't get it to work the way they want it to. In fact, everybody I know that tries trade ideas is going to freak out when they try it out, because it's just too much stuff. For instance, if I click here, it's going to give me a window or not? Oh, wait. If I go to help, just to figure out what they have. This is what I love about my mouse, guys. It's just hyper scroll. Look at all these alert types they have. It's insane, guys. If you don't know what you're doing, good luck. Because if you're trying to start from scratch, Trade Ideas is gonna just give you a big headache. That's why I just offer my scanner. And that's why people charge for their scanner, because it's very difficult to set it up the way you want it to. But with intensity, you don't have to do any of it. It's set really nice, in my opinion.
NKTX indicating $55 on 12,000. IDA indicating 1550 on 107,000 IPOs for today.
Are they B-Dizzle? Somewhere along the lines I got rid of my
CHWY.
my VWAP. Oh, yep, it was propping the VWAP. Thanks for that. And it just broke through. Yeah, it is possible, Popkachin, for me to just stream the Trade Idea scanner. I could do that on my on here, in the chat room, if you want. Yeah, comment if you guys want me to either stream my scanner every day on YouTube or on the Discord app. I don't have a problem doing that. What I do have a problem is I need to be really focused on Mondays. Mondays sets my bar, so I really can't get myself to stream on Mondays. Meaning I can't get myself to talk
JGX
on
Jaguar
Mondays.
Health shares now up about 19% at the high Juliet Alpha Golf X-ray.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I don't know why the resolution and the Discord
FRSX
app would be
Foresight
blurry.
Autonomous Holdings spiking to the high, $1.75. Foxtrot Romeo Sandy X-ray.
Okay, that's cool, Anton. That's two people that wants me to share my scanner. What I was really worried about was, I know a lot of people just want to follow my trades, and I was worried that the scanner would piss some people off or discourage people because they wanted me to say something. But yeah, I'll try not to take it too personally, Pop Kachin, that you don't want me to talk. That's actually a good thing. I'm not. Joe Dagger as well? You would like to just have the scanner? Cool. Okay, great. Yeah, it's not a problem. And if you ever decide to have trade ideas for yourself when you get comfortable in trading, then don't forget to all of my videos have a affiliate link to Trade Ideas. I've been using it for like over 7 years now, and it's the thing that gets me going. But just bear in mind, you see me trade once, and you can see all these tickers here.
Tango X-ray NKT.
I said it in my videos a few times. Bear in mind that scanners are not a crystal ball. Your eyes are. Your eyes will tell you what's going to be good or not. If you're just going to pick anything randomly, you may be good at it. It may actually work. But see, right now at 10:23 is 10:26. So 3 minutes ago, Chewy was on the scanner, and CHWY at 10:23. And yeah, I mean, I can argue that you'd be up 10 cents right now, but this is not a good look, is it? It's a linear grind. I would not trade this. There is no volume ramp. There's nothing going on except that it's extended. So yeah, Chewy is very tricky. Look at the spreads can get pretty big when it gets volatile too. So just pointing out that the scanner is just 50%. The rest is on you. Yeah, I traded Chewy a lot, and I would not advertise anybody to follow me when I trade Chewy, because I get faked out a lot. Why is there a gap down here? Okay, there we go. You know what's good about, if you just want to see my scanner, then I get to expose everything here. Could use in the morning, right here. So you get to see what is actually gapped in the morning pre-market. And then there is a pullback scanner. I have a lot of scanners that I actually, if you in the previous months, if you asked me to if you asked me for my layout, I may not have given you these scanners. Not because I'm playing games or anything. It's just that I don't use these. But I know a lot of you guys, that are still that may have multiple strategies, may actually benefit from using these these scanners here. Oh yeah. Yeah, I could do that. But you see, like how, Pop Kitchen saying I could just adjust my window. I could do that, no problem. But I'm pretty sure you probably want to see everything, you know, not just a little 1 by 1 inch. Hey Louis, it's going all right. Thanks for asking.
CCL, Charlie Lima, Carnival
SNBR.
CEO says we have secured over $10 billion of additional liquidity to withstand another full year in a zero revenue scenario.
Another good example
That's
of
Charlie
how
Lima.
Trade Ideas gave me something that's overextended but is not tradable for me. Look at this. Look at this volume here. So this is the 1 minute chart. So I have some 1 minute candles with only 2,000 volume,
TXAC.
and then it pops up. And the reason it hit the scanner is because of this volume spike right here.
Shares of Carnival getting a
This
little pump here,
41.
$15.12.
So if I clean this up in the 5 minute time frame, it probably looks better, right? Look at that. So look at these multiple 5 minute candles.
White House Hill
It
liaison
looks okay,
promised to
but
report that according to
this is not
Politico,
tradable to me at all. I'm mentioning this because a few people mentioned how the scanner didn't work for them, and I just need to, and that baffles me because this scanner means everything to me. I mean, if I didn't have this scanner, I'd be really sad. Look at the 15s. Yeah, the 15s will be all green probably. Yeah, and then it's going now. And there's a ramp. It looks beautiful, but it's not for me.
PENN, Penn National Gaming, reopening Plain Ridge Park Casino and Hollywood Casino, Bangor. IVA, India Victor.
Is Roku still ripping?
Alpha,
Oh, there's some nice volume there in there.
indicating $15.21 on 176,000. That's IVA.
I can't. Honestly, this does look interesting to me because it looks so predictable, right? Long, short, long, short, long, short, you know. But I just can't. I can't break my rules. And one of them that I said I was weary of is don't. This is going to be my the reset line, right? From here on up is what I'm going to be reading, and I really would like it to move much further up before I take it. I mean, all these pullbacks and resets, it is predictable. It definitely. I'm not saying. Obviously, it's going to go. I mean, but the chances of it going is what, 70%, I think. But it's so strong. I'm very weary of trading something like this. I really want it.
CYXI.
I'm always looking for something that's just completely overextended. You know, it's just ridiculous. It's defying gravity if it's short a trade, and then I can take it, knowing that regardless if I take it late, I'm going to be profitable. You know, that's just me. But if you're one of those people that like to, you know, average in like multiple trades, then Roku looks like a nice one. Popkichin, my rules are there's just so many. Initially, what to trade is a volume ramp, what you see right here, kinda, and a parabolic move, which we kind of don't see, is more linear here. And I want to see a resistance in a daily. So this is very difficult, right? Because this is like all-time highs, looks like. Let me see.
ZYXI.
No, it's not. It's getting to a certain level. But mainly, just my most recent video was what not to trade, and what it should be more titled what I'm weary about, what makes me uncomfortable. Sometimes I'll trade something. I'll break my own rules if it fits my parameters. I mean, if it fits my strategy, I may trade it, but I would reduce my shares if it breaks certain other rules, like this one right here. If it does a pullback, then the charting starts all over, because this is going to be the breakout. After the breakout, that's when I know the rubber band starts all over. Where the heck did my
NKTX indicating
90 MA go?
$61 on 17,000.
There it is. Oh crap! I got rid of
EVA.
add study, not one study. There. So right here, see how the blue line on the 1 minute chart is trailing with Roku? I really need more extension here just to ensure that I'm going to be okay on an actual counter. This will just be one of those small counters.
U.S. planned South China Sea announcement next week.
The one that stopped, well, I can tell you right now, the one that stopped me from taking this is the pullback. Because the pullback generally resets it and gets it closer and closer to the blue line. And it needs to be a lot farther than that. So look at CCL and check out where the blue line was. See that right there? See how the blue line is so far away? This gives me a lot of conviction knowing that it's going to snap back. How much, I don't know, but when it's all the way up here, it's going to come back. It's almost evident. Joe Dagger, SPC. That is nice. But the high M. So
IVA,
bear in mind,
Activa
I'm very
shares have
picky,
opened
okay?
now.
I'm not gonna, just because
$15.13.
something doesn't fit my parameters doesn't mean, I know everything. I don't.
IVA,
I do know that, like what Joe just pointed out,
15.13 price at
is interesting, and what
$14.40
Roku
per
looks
share.
like is
That's
very
India
interesting.
Victor Alpha.
I'm always worried that what I say is going to influence some people from a strategy that will work for them. It just doesn't work for me. That's just all there is to it. Doesn't mean it's not going to work. It's just I have my set. I'm just so narrow-minded because I hate losing, right? So I want something that fits me perfectly. X, Y, Z, Y, X, Y. That's such a strange ticker. Yeah, this will be a linear grind. And how the blue line is just trailing with it. There's no elasticity at all. Except this thing right here, if you caught it. This one's crazy. Yeah, this one's a no-go. The volume's low. What's the spread like? That's another thing I didn't mention. I like looking at the spread as well. So this one already has a 4-cent spread, because low float, and it's not even volatile. Oh yeah, pop the chin. Yeah, the blue line will definitely tell you if it's parabolic or not. Right. The blue line is basically a delayed trend because it's a moving average. So it's a delayed trend. So
PSTX indicating
if something's going to
$31 on
just
134,000.
fly up, the blue line doesn't have time to catch up. So it's really going to show you that the extension. Hey, thanks. Memphis Tiger Blue. I think Pop Kitchen, you have a very good point. A lot of people will, you can change the time frame right here, and then you can see it further away right here, right? And then it does look more extended. But the best setup is the one that looks extended in the 1 minute. Um, that's just my opinion, because even trading over 10 years in day trading, I don't have the patience to seek home runs. I don't have the patience to stay in as long as I want. Yeah. The only time I end up in that kind of trade is if the volume is low. Somehow the volume faded and it's so low, and I have like 10,000 shares in, and the every minute volume is 2,000. If I just sell all my shares, I'm going to move the market, and I'm going to have a very bad average. So I got to like trickle out. That's the only time I'm forced to do something like that. I know this is like that's when I coach these older guys. These guys are really experienced in life, obviously, but even they don't have that kind of patience. I don't want anything going against me, and when it does, obviously, that you'll see in one of my streams, when it starts playing games, I gotta like turn this camera off, because I'm gonna walk around the house in circles, counting every minute, because I know mentally it's gonna take many minutes for it to work out. But I'm not gonna sit here and watch it and try to use my, think I have Jedi mind tricks and make it move, right? That never happens. It's just a waste of time for me. And, it just makes me stressed out, so I just end up walking in circles. So.
HOLX, positive med.
CMCM.
Rixiv, MedRx, ID Journal, article out on Hologic Aptomosars, COV2 molecular test. That's HOLX, Hotel Oscar Lima X-ray.
CMCM is thin, but 1 cent spread, and it's pretty extended up there. The volume's kind of funky, but it does look extended there.
Shares of Hologic spiking here to the high, 58.29 on that report being circulated now.
Pop Kitchen, that's a very good point. No, I've actually, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that once in my older videos, that, I never marry a stock. I just spank them in the butt and move on. That's almost the mentality of a scalper. Oops. I don't think I'm allowed to say that anymore. Cancel culture. Or the Me Too Act.
CWH.
Here's another one. Another good example of why I may not trade this is because it's doing a breakout from here, basically at 29. So anything over 29 is only 40 cents away, and it's been going sideways ever since. It hit the scanner because of all these but these spikes in volume. But, it's just, okay, now it's getting better. It really needs to move. Well, this is Friday. I'm up quite a bit this week, so I don't know. Maybe I'll take some risks. Maybe I won't. We'll see. Hey, I'm glad I can help, Pop Kitchen. Believe it or not, I actually enjoy answering questions.
Shares of Boeing popping here, 176.20 BA.
I used to love teaching. You know, the one thing a good teacher would do in a classroom, I don't know if our generation would have done that.
COVID-19 cases,
My generation definitely didn't do it, but
4.9% versus previous
something I
decade average of
implemented in my classroom is
4.7%.
in your classroom, there's always going to be one or two students that are going to be really good. Uh, and they could be like good students. I mean, really good as in academically, like just math just come naturally to them. And even if they're either, you know, rebellious or not, because I taught high school, doesn't really matter. Especially when they're bad, you can take what they have and then
now share is up 30, almost 30% now on UONE.
UNE. Oh, that's a cheap stock. UNE. No, it's not. This is interesting right here. It's a breakout from a news play. I think I'm not in the right platform for something like this. It's not tradable. What was I saying? Right. I can make leaders out of them, out of these students that do really well. So I teach them to teach other students. And then when they teach other students, they get better. So what
Hospitalizations,
a good teacher is a better learner. So the more questions I get, I actually feel like I'm becoming a better trader, you know, and the more responsibility I have when I taught trading or anything, the more focused I become. So all this is beneficial. It's just taxing, you know, it's just tiring sometimes. Yeah, it's not tradable. But this volume ramp right here is nice. The only downside is this right here. But this is a news play. This went down 50%, popping up. This cannot sustain itself. And if you look at it daily, it's pretty wicked. I think that's the right word because it's wiki. This is just insane. But you've got to be careful, right? It really looks like it could hit in the 20s.
Hospitalizations up 2.5%, record 435 from previous day.
Okay, I'm an hour in. Looks like the lag is doing really well. This is the first time I'm setting this live stream on ultra low latency. Thanks to somebody in the comment section that suggested it. Thanks for commenting. I'll remember your name when I do. Four minutes ago, Holt announced, look at that UONE, that this is interesting right here. If any of you guys have shares in it. CCL is at the high a day again. So that's another thing I don't like about the ultra scan. It was beeping. I wanted to see, there it is, UNE. It won't stay there for you to see, nor there is a timestamp. So Brian or whoever created this scanner, I like it a lot, but maybe figure out a way to keep it there for me and put a timestamp.
IV medicine curtailed during the pandemic.
Just a thought. Yeah, CCL is not tradable for me because of the cup and handle issue. Right, Pop Kitchen. With CCL, I would not trade it until it breaks out over that 50, 60 area, and just keep riding up. From there on, I want to see my strategy, a ramp in volume, a parabolic move, and exhaustion at the top. Like this one right here is breaking out over 1750, 1749, and it keeps going, and it has a lot of volume. So, you know, I wouldn't trade this until I see it meet my prediction of let's get as close to 20 as possible. And if it resets, then either you missed out on the short, or you're done. You know, it's dead to me. A lot of people, I think, just tend to see a little bit of red and they'll enter early. I really want it to meet my prediction. So right now it's at 1917. Let's just pretend we can actually trade this. Let's see if we can predict what's going to happen. See that volume there? Getting really close. Did it touch 20? It hit 20. Let's see if there's a wall there at 20. And let's see if there's volume. There's no wall. It's not big enough. And there's a short right there. This could be the place. Look at that. I like that spread too. Yeah. So maybe first stop would be down to here, like at 19. We want to see how it goes to 19.
CWH.
CWH. It's playing games. This thing, scary. Kind of glad I can't trade this one. It's the spread is just ridiculous. There's a 20-cent spread. Ooh, so this is bad right here. So, gotta be prepared to stop out.
CARV.
Ooh, that's nice. I would be having a hard time right now if I were trading this.
UONE.
CCL. Hold on one second, guys. Carve is doing something similar to UNNE. There it goes. So UNE just went right after it faked out all the amateurs over 20. This one went nicely. But you see that fake out there? So this is why I don't put hard stops when I trade with my Lightspeed account. Joe, thanks. 54 likes, please.
OSTK.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't already, please press the like button. It really helps out with that YouTube algorithm thingy. I would greatly appreciate it.
Governor Whitmer said on Friday that
So I think
must wear a mask outdoors.
next week,
Consistently keeps
regardless if I'm going to be talking or not, I'll share my scanner with y'all just so y'all can get a good feel of it. For the situation with Uni, where would you put your stop? Honestly, with TradeNet, I would have put my stop over 20. With the spreads being up to 20 cents, I would have to add 20 cents to it. Don't know if I would have gone stopped out. If I did get stopped out and it went back down underneath this area, I would have just got back in, because then I knew I was being faked out, and then it would go down to this area. I'd probably get out around 1870s.
CCL.
I wouldn't wait till the blue line because, I'm just being truthful here. I see this intersection here, and I would have gotten out. So, yeah, that's probably what would have happened. I don't tend to add because these things move so hard. It's the conviction of these kind of moves. If it fits all the parameters, I generally just go as large as I can right out the gates,
OSTK.
and then try to get out. CCL again, Daniel? Yeah, CCL is getting pretty extended here, isn't it? And it's almost topping out in this high day right here. This is a good spot. Look at the daily right here. This high day is 16. We're almost at 16. We're at the 15 lines.
CCL.
Watching it, watch it as it approached 16 and see if there's a wall. There's no wall. Not a big one, at least. Let's see. So something like this would be like a 1-minute trigger. But notice that it's only 14 cents away. At this moment, it's only 14 cents away from that blue line. But there is the rampant volume. So this one's tricky, guys. Yeah, I'm not taking this one. The range is just not quite there for me. You know, there's nothing more. I mean, it looks good. Let's see what happens as it approaches 16 again. There's the wall break. Did it break down? I can't. It was too fast. There it goes. 1601. $216 is $220 on the ask. Breakout.
CCL.
Okay, where's the next stop? Now this is looking interesting. The volume may meet, yeah, it's surpassing the previous volume entry that I had of 77. Now it's at 85, 86, or 860, that is. There's the volume spike right there. Entry at 1 minute target. I'm late. But this is your entry, guys. It does look good. Yeah, it's a beautiful move right there. This is what I mean by I'm not good at talking and trading at the same time. But you know, you understand what I'm doing right now, I think. So now I hit the blue line and the intersection right here. That's the little area of support. Now it could get a little tricky. It may pull back green a little bit, and then maybe it'll come back down. So if you have a good commissions, then maybe like, and I would probably sell some and then keep some in. But on TradeNet, I would just be out right there. What's the lag like? But on TradeNet, I would just be out right there. Okay, the lag is about 10 seconds now on ultra low latency. So this is what a good chat room would do for you. I mean, even with the scanner, there's always somebody who's going to just throw out some good ideas. It's going to go another leg down maybe. It just needs to break this level. If it goes up, I would be all out. Peter, yeah, I think there's a slight lag, right? You can probably tell by the charting. So next stop will be the 2 minute. So this intersection right here, or this where the line's at 1580. It's all up to you, but you know, green is green. You can find it's called CS. It's called newbietrading.com. My friend Jeremy Newbie. This is his chat room, not mine. He trades big, and he's a counter trader as well. So he's great to follow.
Fauci says unlike correction. Fauci says likely some degree of airborne transmission.
Popkichin, not necessarily. It really the exit really is up to you, depending if you can find a support area or intersection. It really is up to you. With this, the way it's set up right now on the daily chart and how it's extended just like it is from yesterday, maybe it would potentially go to the 2 minute, maybe the 5 minute. Just keep watching the action here, and hope that the volume stays low. If the volume stays low, then a lot of chances that it's just going to continue its rate of change, its movement. If you see it, personally, if I see a spike in volume, that spooks me out, because then there's going to be a counter of that movement on up. You entered on the 2 minute. $15.90s. Let's see. Ooh, that's a little late. So that's why I didn't get in. I would have gotten in around the 15.97s if I could. Oh, you got an RCL? They're probably moving the same, aren't they? Yeah. Very nice. Now, this is a good place to get out, in my opinion. But that's just me, okay? I always get out early. I never let something that go against me. But the target is usually the 5 minute 9 EMA when it comes to something slow moving. This is a pivot, a support area. Did it reach that support area? Yeah, so yeah, okay, this in my opinion would be a good place. The next stop would be down here. See how this support area, it actually intersects with your 5 minute 9 EMA right here. No, it doesn't. Does it intersect with the 2 minute? Yeah, it does. Right here. That's personally, I would have just exited. At 9:45. Oh, right. But that's a pivot point. Oh, what do you think of RCL 946? Sorry, I didn't read your entering at a 2 minute trigger. Yeah, that would be great. See how extended it is? I really need to look at the 1 minute though. Yeah, I think this one basically did the same move as my CCL. Except CCL was cheaper. The shape isn't great, but it had huge volume. It got really extended, and then the pullback got a little tricky there though, didn't it? Hey, Jon Snow. Hey, you're very welcome. I didn't like how you abandoned your direwolf at the end of the series, though. You really need to rethink your morals there. That dog lost an ear for you. Wolf, that wolf. Um, what would be your entry strategy? My entry is generally on the 1 minute trigger. As long as it fits my parameters, I'm always going to enter on a 1 minute. If I don't get a good, if I can't get in on a 1 minute trigger, I generally feel kind of late. And that's mainly because I'm looking at a cleaner chart. Some people don't look at the same charts as I do, but say like CCL was something I was interested in, and see that right, this candle right here has a lot of volume. You guys see that volume right there, and it pops up, and not only does it have all that volume, and it's fully extended further away from this previous pullback breakout right here. See how there's this, I can create a little trend line right there. It goes on up, it has a lot of volume for resistance, and then it creates this rejection right here. This is called a shooting star, I think. And then I would enter on a 1 minute, because I really want to I want a trigger, but I don't want it too far away from the high a day, because generally speaking, we want our stops somewhere around there, right? So I always try to enter 1 minute at a 1 minute trigger, basically passing up the previous low of the 1 minute chart. Max Elias. Hey, Max Elias from Germany. Awesome. Somebody else is from Germany here. Oh, Joe Dagger. I'm just looking back. Are you friends with Humble Trader? No, I'm not. I'm not friends with her. I think, is she Canadian? I don't know. Not that I wouldn't be friends with a Canadian. I just wouldn't know who she is. Yeah, this is live stream, so this should stay. This should be on my channel. Yeah. People ask me that a lot. Had a friend, Sunny, trying to get me in trouble. Asking me what I think about her. She has great content. I don't know if she's a I don't know if she's a great trader, but she has good content. She teaches well. The one, that's the one issue with YouTube. You never know who's teaching you, but the bottom line is you don't need to be a great trader to be able to teach, because she's so diverse. And that's what I've noticed about a lot of female traders. Not trying to be sexist. I don't think it's considered sexist when it's a compliment, right? But I am very narrow in my strategy. I only have one way, and it's almost short biased, so it's even more narrow than it ever used to be. Yesterday, I actually did a bounce. I don't remember which one. Was it Best Buy? I don't remember. Or Bed Bath & Beyond. Anyways, I only do counters, whereas she would talk about how to make an account off of penny stock, how to trade pennies, how to do everything. She basically studies a lot, and it gives really good content, and then gives you a chance to figure out what your strategy is. I highly doubt she has multiple strategies, but I do know one female trader that actually trades multiple ways, and that's what I notice as teachers as well. Women, I think it's science based. Women tend to be able to multitask better, and I'm the worst at it, obviously, because I can't even talk when I'm trading. I'm just too focused. Hey Kurt. Oh yeah, you're from Germany as well. I think you chimed in on the Discord. Welcome. Uh, Lay Z asks, and your stop will be at high a day, I guess. Yeah. With TradeNet, I set it a little bit further away.
PSTX.
On Lightspeed, I almost keep a mental stop. I have a thing about having people. When you set a stop, people can see it. The big guys can see it. Um, and if I have a lot on the table, I will set a stop, but it'll be far away, just for emergency purposes. As in, like, there's an outage, my computer fails, or yeah, it's just that. In which case, I have to get on my phone and cancel out an order. The stops are mainly for emergencies. But a mental stop is the one that's going to be tight and close. Personally, guys, I think the best teachers, once you figure out your
PSTX
own
Decided
strategy,
Therapeutics opening at $17, priced at
the
$16.
the best
Papa
teachers,
Sandy Tango X-Ray.
other than somebody that
Yes.
that studies a lot and makes fun content like Humble Trader, are the is to basically just live vicariously through other
ACI.
people's trades, like these newer guys. Um, ACI is Alpha Charlie India is diving down. Volume's a little bit sketchy.
QH.
QH IPO. I think it's an IPO. Quebec Hotel. It's gonna get halted. QH just
QH,
Halted.
opening at 1531.
QH
Price
QH
at
IPO
$10.
just halted just as it
Quebec
opened.
Hotel.
ACI.
It's stupid. Bobby Invest PSTX IPO. That's going red. I don't know how to trade IPOs. I should learn. I'm assuming it's like breakout trading. Just if it goes down, just take it.
Shares of Q-Hold halted at 1684 on a circuit breaker. Quebec
So as I
Hotel.
was saying, right, just learn watching vicariously through other people's eyes, win or fail. You get to learn who they are and why they do the things they do, and you can assess why they're losing or why they're winning. But obviously, I'm never one to just point out and say you're doing it all wrong. Okay. I see too many negative bias that's going to destroy new traders on YouTube. The one thing I would say is people that are new on trading and new to trading, and then they're trying to teach you how to trade. That's something else that I'm not in favor of. I mean, who gives them the? Why do they think they can teach how to trade if they're still trading? You know, they're not traders yet, in my opinion.
COZ Pico Crystal.
Just because you
Cardiovascular
trade does not mean you're a
complex and
trader,
preclinical
in my
studies of
opinion.
COVID-19 inhibitors advancing, eligible to receive up to 156 million in milestone payments.
But it's good to watch what they're
That's
doing
Charlie Oscar Charlie
and just
Papa
vicariously
COZ
learning
Pico
from them why they did
from
wrong,
their investor
what they did right.
presentation.
A good one would be like a good person would be able to identify why they messed up. Sometimes they mess up and they think they learned something, and I just bite my tongue because I don't want to tell them that and trading is an art, right? It's human behavior. Sometimes there are a lot of lessons you don't need to learn. Just like if if you dated a girl and she she like tore your heart, pulled your heart out of your chest, doesn't mean that all women are bad, right? It's just a matter of
Shares of coal crystal spiking to a high of
it's just trading.
$2.80.
It's human behavior. So who?
Now at $1.97 COCP.
Hold on one second. I'm just going off on a rant and we talk about setting mental stops high. Would you stop? Maybe they want to hit your stop loss. Yeah, Popkachin. That is exactly my thoughts when it comes to stop losses. The big guys can see your stops, like in hedge funds. They will break your stop, and then they'll take advantage of that, and then go against you. That's fact. There are ways to hide your stop. I just don't care to do that. Peter, something like ACI with new low. ACI, that one that was diving down like this. Do you avoid it because there's no prior support? Yeah. Well, now that you mention it, yes. There's no prior support. It doesn't prevent me from trading it, but it doesn't have a consistent amount of volume for me to want to it doesn't give me the conviction to know that there are enough people trading it to go correctly. So it's just too thin. Also, when it's that thin, what's the spread's actually okay. Maxilius, do you have a session with your strategy? As in coaching, I don't. I just make videos on the fly whenever I have too many people, not too many, have a lot of people asking the same question, then I'll post a video. I just get overwhelmed with there are so many things I need to cover. I'm just so bad at figuring out what to do. And I created that beginner's course, and I found out that I flopped because my wife, being an elementary teacher, doesn't even know how I trade. She's just telling the truth, and I believe her. I need to be more clear. I had another teacher friend tell me that when I say stop, what does stop mean? What I should be filling in every single detail, and he's probably right. It sounds like a lot of trouble, though. You could just YouTube that and just get back to my video, but I need to be more concise and clarify. And hey, the video will be longer. Hey, volatility, is that Brian behind there? How's your day going? Those, yeah, they look pretty, and they're working well. I give it a 2 thumbs up. I'll have a review this weekend about it. In comparison to my trade ideas, obviously I'm going to be heavily biased towards my trade ideas because I've been using it for so long. But I have nothing bad to say about
OSMT.
Volatility. This. Oh no, volatility trading is Tim. Guys, I'm confused. Volatility trading is one of the guys that I'm suggesting you guys watch, actually. I got sidetracked. So if you want to live vicariously through newer traders, volatility trading is one of them. That's Tim. He uses CMEG. He's the one that introduced this. What the fuck is the name of this scanner again? I keep forgetting. Intensity Stock Watch. He gave me this. He told me about this right here. Also, I know that another newer trader that's doing pretty well right now, Garage Day Trader. Garage Day Trader. They both,
Lanza Group,
for lack of a better term, their strategy is counters, but they're also fishermen, like Clay Trader, where they would try to find areas to enter. I'm sure there's a terminology for it. I call it fishing. It's not a bad thing.
NKTX.
Jesus was a fisherman. Oh no, he was carpenter. but you know what I mean.
54.75.
Fishing is a good thing.
$18 at
Um,
Kilo Tango X-ray, NKTX.
Who else? Squirrel Trader. So you guys were telling me like a lot of you guys want me to talk while I'm trading. I'm not good at that. But this Squirrel Trader guy, he loves talking. I mean, he talks a lot. So if you're really into somebody that's able to talk through his trades, he does breakout trading. He's still trying to figure out his way, and I like watching his growth, his and Tim's growth. They seem very promising to me. I mean, I'm always rooting for these guys, to make it. And Garage Day Trader looks like he's doing really well. Anthony Kingsley, I think he hasn't been around for a while, but he does well. But yeah, I think volatility trading, Squirrel Trader, he's a fun guy to watch. These guys are probably going to get somewhere eventually. Paulius? Yeah, I think I just already answered that question on a whim. What kind of strategy? He's the type that he's just like Clay Trader, where he will identify, okay, this is from my own viewpoint, okay, because this is not my strategy, but he catches areas of resistance and adds to the area, and then eventually it will go his way. There are some pros to that, because if you catch it well, he may hit the very top. But the con is, if you get it too early, you could see some unrealized numbers that are really scary. But he has a strong mindset, as well as Tim does, where they're able to manage their risk. I mean, it could be like 5-1 at some points at a loss, but then it's recoverable sometimes.
QH.
Joe Dagger F-bomb? Somebody said something? I'm behind on these questions. I think the strategy averaging down is consistent in long term. Augustin, I really can't say. I'm not a fan of it. But and I would that's all I can really say. I'm not a fan of Clay Trader's method or Garage Day Trader's method, but it doesn't mean I'm against them. I'm not a fan of a lot of things. It doesn't mean that that it doesn't work.
BGNE Beijing getting a downgrade at CLSA.
If I honestly, if I were a fan of it, I would do it. I would actually consider doing it. So they are early in the game and I'm late in the game. I don't know which way is best, because I have also, had a really horrible risk ratio as well. But our profit, our success rate is high. Our success rate is over 80%, I think, as well as Tim's.
We expect
Of volatility trading. So yeah, if you guys haven't, go check him out. Volatility trading. I think he's newer. I haven't asked him how long he's been trading, but I like to see growth. I mean, that's something you probably won't see in mine. I'm not growing. I'm stuck in my ways. And if I ever show you my light speed, then you'll see a different level of trading, but it's all the same. I don't ever, I'm just an average trader. I'm not going to be I'm just an average trader. Let's put it that way.
Arizona coronavirus cases rise by 4,221 on Friday to 116,892. That from the Arizona State Health Department.
Fabio says, I prefer you don't talk all the time. This way we concentrate on more important things. Oh, sorry, Fabio. I'm just trying to answer these questions for these guys. Um, yeah, I do plan on not talking when I show these scanners next week, so I'll try not to talk as much. Terry, morning. I traded CCL this morning, right here. Right up here. Let's get rid of that.
CHEK.
Right here,
check
during this
cap
spike right
on
here.
High on volume. Charlie Hotel Echo Kilo CHEK.
And exit it somewhere around here. Hey, Jon Snow. I don't think you need to take notes, but then again, this stream is really long. It's probably gonna get lost. ACI. Yeah, I did see ACI. That did. Fabio, answering questions is fine. Just don't think you need to talk. I appreciate that because I don't really honestly like to talk. We have a lot of information to process. Thank you for your. Hey, you're very welcome, Fabio. But yeah, I appreciate your candor. Honestly, I'm not the type to talk. In fact, this is probably the most I talked all week.
NKTX.
About Garage Trader, okay, how can he be successful in trading if he fishes spots and get in position and exits? It seems so simple, only fishing, only 99 pros. So what is the secret? I can't tell you the secret. All I know, well, the secret is extension and fear, and it's the same process as mine. So Tim from Volatility Trading, he's the one that came to me and said, "Hey, we got similar strategies." But then when I start watching his videos and Garage's videos, we do have the main difference is the fact that they fish for the spot, and they're able to fish by finding an extension, and they use the intensity stock watch. So we're both looking for extreme extensions, except I do notice that they don't quite use volume like I do. So that's the main difference. The reason why our averages, our success rate is so high, in my opinion, quite possibly is because we're not home runners. We don't look for something that's going to hit a price target. When it actually gets to a place that looks good, we're just going to get out. So that's the main difference. Like I mentioned before in one of the streams, I have a friend that is almost 90, I want to say 99%. I've hardly ever seen this guy have a red day or a red trade because he's a scalper. I mean, we're talking about like 40,000 shares for a 2-cent move. That 2-cent move is obvious, in and out, and he's going to make money, and he makes a lot of money. So that's a true scalper. He looks at the time and sales, the tape. He watches it run, and then like how during today, how I pointed out on the level 2 for those breakouts at a whole dollar, he'll take those, and then he'll make 25 cents with 14,000 shares or something, 40,000 shares. They're extreme numbers, and all you need is a little pop to make hundreds of dollars for him, and that's how he trades. But you can't learn that. I mean, you can learn it from what I just told you, but it's really speed and accuracy that makes him where he's at. So what we're doing, the the likeness between Tim of Volatility Trading and that garage day trader dude is the fact that we're looking for extensions, and then we want to see it come back and relieve its elasticity, and then we get out whenever we see that elasticity start dying off. I think that's more or less how we can, yeah. Volatility, oh great, he's answering. I actually based my ad today off on how you get your entries. Break up the previous candle low. Oh, cool. Hopefully it worked out for you. Polyus, average, you are not average trader, you're a top trader because you're narrow in your strategy. Thanks, Polyus. What I mean is, I'm not the one to, I don't have a number, so to speak. I'm not saying I want to be a millionaire. I'll just take what I get. And that's what I like about these newer traders. They're trading small, okay? My cat's complaining. They're trading small because they know that they're just going to grow eventually.
Echo Victor Alpha and Viva
They're-
Partners bounced
I
up
think
to
just yesterday my
6.15
wife
million.
shared with me that some dude on
Share
Reddit
up
said that
stock shelf by selling
he started off at
shareholders
3,500 and
at
now he's a
Echo
millionaire
Victor Alpha.
during this COVID. That's obvious. That's going to happen. Plenty of people are going to do it. But the bottom line is, are you really going to be a millionaire next year? There's too many people gambling. So these people don't gamble. That's why I really would suggest other people watch these guys, because they're not gamblers.
NKTX.
They actually know their threshold, and they know that the market will take you out. Some people get really lucky, and I know somebody who's made like over 100,000 and lost almost all of it the next year. You know, it's kind of like, yeah, it's just gambling, in my opinion. So these people that make millions of dollars so quickly, you really need to keep an eye out on them, because we really don't know if they really are doing what is practical, in my opinion.
PSV, Hermitage Offshore, getting another spike here. Papa
Hold on one
Sandy
second.
Victor.
Am I missing
PSV
something?
getting, $1.35 at the high, up 165%. That's Papa Sandy Victor.
Every
QH.
QH halted again, this thing. Oh no, it's resuming with a red candle. Oh, let me... Hold on one second, guys. Talking all this time. Anton. Every posted on the Discord at 11:22 about every EVRI. This one had actually a pretty nice signal right there. You guys see that in the volume? This signal right there, and then it just came down. That was a really nice call, Anton. Okay, what? Emilio, Fabio. Oh no, I think he's just basically I don't think he was meant to be offensive. Possibly he knows that I feel pressure and need to talk, in which he was just trying to help relieve my stress, possibly. That's how I took it. Polyus, so how to be one top trader? What is your advice? My advice is to play safe, play tight, until you get comfortable enough. And that's the caveat in trading, right? If you're new in trading, you want to trade all the time. You want to get comfortable. But then once you get comfortable, I would prefer you get comfortable in paper trading and then trading small, getting comfortable on the platform, and then start pushing your stress levels. You know, in fact, check this out right here. It's no joke. I have a blood pressure monitor right here. Because every now and then I want to make sure I'm not having too much fun, because even though I'm really fixed on the trade, I can't. I actually feel like I filed away on my emotions right before and right after. Before it's like waiting for a roller coaster, you know, and then once you execute, there's that relief, and then afterwards it's like PTSD. You know, I literally take medication for the weekends when I'm stopped trading, because sometimes, not all the time, but I have issues. So yeah, so I have to check my blood pressure. So there's always a threshold, right? So always start off, in order to be a great trader, you got to trade tight. But then in the beginning, you're trading loose to get used to and finding your niche. Once you start trading tight, you can trade heavier, and then you start pushing your threshold. For me, it's a emotional threshold. To other people, it could be a monetary threshold. So, or they actually could go hand in hand. Pop Kitchen, I don't like Lamborghinis.
OSMT.
I am looking at the Land Rover Defender, the old one. If I buy any nice car, I'm gonna have to be able to fit my dog in it. Hey, Garage Day Trader's in.
SPCE,
Hey,
Virgin Galactic.
probably not as
22
good as
Call
you,
Sweep, Sandy Papa Charlie
Garage.
Echo.
Just up 350 today, and just taking it easy.
Rack Space, Fond
Thanks for
and
jumping in,
IPO.
chiming in. Garage Day Trader is the guy that I just mentioned that you all should just take a look at, with from beginning to end, as well as Tim. Both of them have gone a long way, I think. Yes, Augustine. All of you. Oh, that's a very good point for Polyus. One of my best suggestions is what they are doing. You don't have to publicize your trades, but to record your trades, in my opinion, is to me as a visual learner is more effective, more of an effective tool than just writing down your successes and failures. So, just as an example, I have OBS right here. Look at that, Inception. I use OBS because it's free, and I'm recording this stream right now. So there's different kinds of, maybe I should just make a video on that. So go to obsproject.com and download it. It's free. And then maybe YouTube, the settings, and then
QH.
then you can download your own, you can record your own trades, and that helps a lot, because then you can never, you don't have to just backtrack in your mind and think, what did I do wrong? You can actually watch and know exactly what you could be doing better. And yeah, initially when I did the YouTube thing, it was unlisted. I just wanted to share with my dad and prove to him that day trading is a thing and not a gamble, because he taught me how to swing, but he didn't believe in day trading. So I started recording it just to show him, and then I started publicizing it, and people liked it. So that's where it all began, actually. But from there, I actually learned a lot. I mean, even to now, if I want to cringe, I can just go 5 years back and look at my videos, and I can see how slutty I traded. I traded really bad, but I was still 90 percentile because of how quickly I got out of the trades. And Lightspeed is a lot easier to be profitable than TradeNet because of the slippage. So another good thing, or possibly bad thing, about TradeNet is if you can succeed in TradeNet, you can succeed in Lightspeed. Definitely. Yeah, Fabio, yeah, I took it the way you did. It did sound offensive, but I knew that you were just trying to help out for sure. Um, you're very welcome, Paulius. Anytime.
Shares of Kiagen getting a pop here.
Emilio?
Echo November
Okay.
as
Thank you for being candid, Shane. No problem.
Davidson Kepner says the offer for Kiagen
Look
by Thermo
better
Fisher
than
is
you,
attractive.
Garage Day Trader?
That's
Just one. You're always just one, though.
QGEN
See, that's another thing about these guys, about Tim and Garage Day
EMO.
Trader. They've always adopted something I'd never adopted. You notice in my videos, especially 5 years ago, I would trade 20 trades, and I would just make 100 off each of them, and then sometimes I'll get a nice one, and then now I'm trading the least amount possible with a lot of shares, and I'm doing the same thing on my Lightspeed account. It seems to be easier on me. I rather be One Punch Man. Is that the name of the anime? I'd rather be that guy than spend a lot of time trying to duke it out and exposing myself to all these possibilities of failure. So
SAQ.
jumping in, doing one thing and getting out. This is what Volatility Trader and Garage Trader do all the time. So I do admire, that is one thing that I've learned from them actually, that when I see that they only take one trade, then I'm thinking, well, what prevents me from doing the same thing in that aspect? Nothing really, except for the fact that I used to like to trade, and now personally, honestly, I don't like trading. This is just something I can do during this COVID time. Was it like 2 days ago? It was 10,000 cases in Texas. So with my wife and her immune system, autoimmune disease, I can't do anything. And so I'm a wreck right now, honestly. So if I can feel productive, doing one thing and being able to help other people in the other way, then at least I can be a little bit more focused. Yeah, Volatility agrees. Yeah, recording your trades is the best tool, I would suggest. Yeah, Michael, TradeNet does not offer U.S. citizen accounts anymore. So maybe talk to Tim about CMEG. I've asked him about it. He doesn't have a video. Maybe you can convince him to make one. But
SPC.
I do have a lot of friends that blew up their account, and they can't in the U.S. So they're looking for other options. I think so far from what I've researched, CMEG is located in Trinidad, in which they trade stocks still, so it's not a CFD thing, and they give you a 5-to-1 margin, buying power. So, and it's dependent on the size of your account. I think the commissions are okay. And the greatest thing for people that get profitable is that they don't take a percentage like TradeNet does. So with CMEG, to me, it's more like you're actually in the game. You're not a beginner anymore. You're not treading water. You're actually in the water. Oh, sorry about that, Volatility. I didn't know that, Tim. Okay, there you go. You guys should go check him out. Subscribe to him. Is it expensive? Oh, there's a monthly fee? For usually, monthly fees are waived depending on how much you trade. I'm not entirely sure. I'll see Meg. I'm sure Tim can answer that question for you. But to me, it seems like that platforms are slim picking right now. If you're trying to get around that pattern day trading rule, trading equity. Really? Trade equity. Oh, there it is. TradeEquity.com. Remote. Right
SPC.
here. Is Tim rubbing it in? What is that right there? Is that real? 1,700 thousandths per share? Quit flipping on me. $1.70 per 1,000 shares? Okay. ECN rebates. Okay, well then, now my question is, what's the catch? What? Oh, it's a prop firm. Okay. That's not bad. A platform, okay. Oh, there it is right there. There's the catch. 80% payout. So they take 20% of your profits. It's a sterling trader, so it's going to be possibly fast. That's light speed. That's not bad. So what's the buying power? Yeah, I'll research this later. Thanks so much for that, Pop Kitchen. Buying power is 160, 150. That's awesome. That's the same as an expert. Oh, for demo, but may not be for the real one, right? Okay, now I need to know what the challenge is about, because a lot of times, not a lot of times, but I question if they would actually let me counter trade in their rules. A lot of times, I would assume sometimes they may want you to just trend trade like most people. But yeah, we'll see. Honestly, I don't foresee myself experimenting with anything else. If anything, I really hope that I research enough and one of my friends actually try it out, like, and then perhaps I get to see how it works. But I don't foresee myself experimenting anymore. I mean, I'm just using this TradeNet because I still have it. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely look into it. Thanks. This is one of the best things about streaming, guys. Other than meeting people all around the world, is I get to see who's I get to learn things about this. Maybe a pass your challenge. That sounds fun though. I love challenges. But what I do also notice when it comes to this this, what is the name of this? Intensity stock watch is the ability to is when Tim is trading these stocks that TradeNet won't allow me to trade. So this thing is like beeping, and I'm checking in the trade manager on TradeNet, and it won't let me trade them. So if okay.
Peloton, the weekly 66 and a half
Peloton?
plus week now active on Peloton.
It's Peloton. Oh,
PTON.
Charlie's talking about it. It's popping right here.
2.5%.
It's a breakout from this morning. This morning was 65.76. Then it went down. I can't trade this just yet, Anton. I really gotta see it go higher past the previous high right here. See that right there? That's 65.70s. And then it just did it basically only has two candles above that. They're really nice candles and the spike up. So there's that right there. And yeah, it probably could come down, but and it is far stretched. But this is something I'm weary of trading.
ISE.
It needs to move more. Oh, Peter, I looked at your Quest trade. Their commissions are really not favorable. Um, I, in order for Quest trade to be nice, if I remember correctly, you would have to have it set for a per trade setup. In which case, you need to be comfortable with trading over 1,000 trades. That's the only time you're going to actually be in the benefit, because it has that max price, which is pretty. I like how Piton is moving on up, but the volume is not reflecting its movement. Yeah, slow is bad too. So I don't know, Peter. You did say you're going to look into international broker, interactive broker (IB). I've heard great things about them. If you can use any platform, I would just suggest Lightspeed. Garage Day Trader. Oh, he's got you on the. Yeah, he got me trying it out. It's nice. I can see why you two actually are affiliates, because it's just out of box, good to go kind of scanner. Trying to show me the light. You did show me the light. I would say that for sure. I didn't think anything would get close to my trade ideas, but these are on point with my surging scanner. I would say this much for both of you with that almost identical strategies. This thing works perfectly for your setup. Albert, could you review? Yeah, I'll definitely look into it. What is it? 10.8Z? Or is it XV? I don't know. Is that a dog? What would you trade Piton? Is there a moving far away? Why wouldn't I? Other than the fact that it's Friday and it's almost approaching noon, the volume is kind of small the entire day. It has a pop-up for volume, and it may come down, but it doesn't have the amount of interest. I would like to see it pop up, and as it tried to fake you out right there, the volume should be rising some more. So now it's just kind of fading down. But overall, other than the volume, this right here,
JEA.
it's a breakout from here. So it has resistance at this level as a support area. So yeah, it did go, but sometimes stuff like that doesn't, and it really gets you.
President Trump tweeting, asking the Treasury Department to...
Yeah, regardless of our differences in strategies, we are all counter traders. So I really appreciate Garage Day Traders and Tim's strategy, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but 5 years ago when I was streaming, I got a lot of hate for counter trending, because you don't know how many times I've been told trend is your friend. Trend is your friend. Stop doing that. And I don't know why they would tell me to stop when I'm like 90 percentile. You know, I'm green almost practically every single day, and yet they still want to tell me that I need to I need to go trend. But you know, trend is really subjective. These people obviously don't know what they're talking about. I will tell you this much, because I was taught by by traders. And when you do a breakout, say you the new strategies right now I see on YouTube is the three candle rule. Well, that's a counter trend in itself, because it's going one way and it counters and it goes the other way. That's a counter trend. But they still consider that a trend because it's going to go down the rest of the time. You don't know it's going to go down until it creates the trend. Then by then, a lot of people think it's too late. That's where we jump in to counter the trend. And that, to me, is the most predictable way. I'm not trying to, push all of y'all to understand how counter trends is the best, because it's not. Because we may be at 90 percentile or somewhere up there, but the trenders would have a huge success profit, but a very high risk. I mean, I've never been able to break 60% when it comes to a breakout trend. And then for those for those 60%, you would have to have the resilience to stay in the trade, regardless of the amount of chop that you're going to go through. So it really depends on your personality and the way you are. But personally, I don't like losing. And if you don't like losing, counter trend is, in my opinion, the best way. I got some cheerleaders. Thanks, Garage Trader. But isn't it true, right? Right, Garage Day Trader and Tim? I don't even know your name, Garage Day Trader. Sorry about that. I know you go by GDT. Justin. Okay, that fits you.
Domino's Pizza popping to the highs, $391.35 on DPZ, Delta Papa Zulu.
Oh yeah, Tim, YouTube is so negative biased, it's ridiculous. I mean, just to say that 90% of traders fail is a compliment in itself. It's more like 99%. And so we got a lot of people. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go into the negative. Then I'm going to be negative biased myself. Okay, Daniel, Albert, can I open Lightspeed account? I'm not sure. If I'm not, I need to. I'm not sure. I'll ask it next time I have to. Okay, Anton knows. Garage. That's an interesting way of thinking about it. If 99% of traders fail, and they're telling you you're doing it wrong, you're probably doing it right. Okay, I'm gonna have to steal that from you. Hey, Karnan. Good to see you, man. And you see these volatility and Garage Day, and Justin and Tim, Garage Day Trader and volatility, they're just typing away right now because they're done. They're done in the morning. Tim was just joking the other day because I told him I wake up late. And by the time I wake up, he's already done. Here, these two guys already have a video probably already posted, and I haven't posted Fridays yet. It's probably going to be in the weekend because I'm ineffective like that. I'm getting old, guys. I'm having a really hard time just trying to keep up with technology. So somebody made some good money on Piton. Bobby Invest. Bobby Invest. It was a rough one though, this thing. But these guys are fast. I'm talking about the their chat room here. Jeremy's chat room. Nice. Here's Augustin is he came to me and he's the one of the very first to start jumping onto the OBS when I mentioned it. I feel bad because I was using OBS for this all this time, and then when I was teaching these other guys, I told them to buy Camtasia. The Camtasia is like $200. I totally forgot that I actually use OBS, but yeah, he records and he shows it to me. I'm really grateful. It makes me feel good knowing that he's doing really good now. So yeah, guys, get on that. Record your trades.
GLBS, low price stock, getting on the
Palkachin, do you have a minimum daily volume in the day for your counter trade? Yes, I do. Good question. Like for me, I set mine at 2 million. Wow. Let's see. Last time I checked my I have mine at
USDA
500,000
crop report out now.
daily.
Shares of deer
But on top of
getting
that, I
low
also
top
have
here.
a lot of other
Delta Echo.
areas that probably weeds out some.
158.97.
I have average shoe range, and I have consecutive candles and stuff like that. So it kind of levels off the playing field, I guess. 2 million. Wow. The top bar shooting star. Yeah, this thing right here. Is 66.43, but its volume is fading. How do you handle it? Will you take this trade? Oh, well, I didn't take it because of that. Because the pop was here and there was no real signal,
Trump
unless
says phase 2 China
unless I'm missing
deal
something here.
unlikely at this point.
66.43. In the daily, I can't find anything. Yeah, that's why I couldn't trade this one. I mean, it does still look good, right? And it did work pretty much because of that pop. Two reasons, 3 reasons. This was tradable around 11ish. There's a trend. There's a support area right here. So, generally speaking, I would only be looking at it from here on up. So, if you saw this in the morning, would you trade this? Maybe, but I wouldn't. I really want a lot of volume, and I didn't have that ramp. I didn't have that ramp. I have that ramp right here, in which if you shorted here, you'd be in big trouble, right? So, but it does work out. That's another thing. A lot of times things spike up, and then they try one more time, and then they go down, right? That's what this one did. I just didn't want to get into that kind of drama, honestly. If I didn't trade anything and I was desperate, then yeah. But then, of course, after recording that and looking back, I would probably be pissed at myself. So I just can't break my rules. Eventually I'm going to make so many rules, I won't end up trading anything, and then I have to backtrack and take some rules out. That's generally what happens. But at this point, I'm in a good place, Augustin, no, thank you, man. I mean, it's always great to have good students. Hey, take care, Justin. Great having you. I think a lot of people here appreciate what you do.
WHO's Ryan says need to extinguish clusters, then can avoid second peaks and moving backwards into
MTEX.
lockdowns.
Is that the right ticker? Because I can't find it. MTEX. Oh, MATX. Okay. Okay. Right. Let's see. In the 1 minute right now, I don't like it. See all these red and red, green, red, green, red, green. It's just so dirty. This thing is filthy. I really love to see some consecutive green candles here. And then the volume is just all over the place. What's the level 2 at? There's a 5 cent spread. If I can clean it up if I go into the fives, right? And that's generally what I would used to do, but I don't do that anymore. By the time you have to go into the fives to identify a nice clean trade, then you're also looking into the fives for an exit. So it is popping right there though, isn't it? There is a lot of interest. What's the daily at? Holy crap, this thing is just all the way up there. Okay, so it passed up this area, this strong area, and this high is what? Is that even possible to get to 37.62? I don't know. Yeah, I can't. So just by looking at it, this would not be, unless I'm just wanting to have some fun, this would not be a trade for me. I like to see lots of volume, because say especially with this spread right here, it makes it hard to put a lot of shares in. Say if you put a 1,000 shares, you'll start off down $90, right? And then the way it's just choppy all over the place also means your stop needs to be a little bit further away. It's just resetting too much. Even though does look parabolic, it's just resetting too much. That's my opinion.
Netflix up 5%.
It does look good, and there is more than a 50% chance of it working out eventually. Just finding a signal will be hard.
Make new proposal on digital taxes at EU level should OECD discussions fail.
So at this moment in time, like everything seems to be really Netflix. Netflix looks.
That's from Reuters.
Netflix actually looks better. But this is Netflix, right? So I really don't know if it's wise to be shorting Netflix. But it is spiked up right there. So these are good for like scalps. You know, just take what you can, and then maybe you can get lucky. I don't know. But it's just a factor of this right here, how the volume can't really tell you anything. I mean, there is a spike right there, but it didn't quite go anywhere during these other spikes either, you know? It did come down a little bit right there. You know, nothing there. So you can look by historically if those
RVLV.
spikes are actually
RVLV.
predictable. RBLB is nothing. It does look interesting. Netflix does look like a nice little scalp somewhere along the lines. It just, you know, this thing's expensive too.
BYND, Beyond Meat.
You know,
July
50 shares.
150 Wall Street, probably
I don't know.
November Delta.
Just a thought. But yeah, guys, it's getting late. I'm probably, oh, there it is. It's going now. Let's see what happens. It's going to leg down a little bit more. See how the blue line is just touching? So it's just get to this point and trying to get out when you're green, I guess. Ooh. Oh, more red. This is just hard to read. Airlines? Airlines. Another strong move. Kind of linear, but it does, historically it does break down when it starts ramping up. AL. Why is it? AL's good. Nice call, Augustine. Look at those numbers on the level 2. It wants to go down hard. There it is. So heavy on the ask. It was. Let's see if it rises again. Nope. This gets tricky to read now because what we don't want is that volume to rise here, but it's going. Yeah. But again, just be careful because it's already touching that blue line. It never really got too far away from it, but that was a nice scalp right there. But yeah, guys, if you haven't already, please do me a big favor and click that like button. It really helps out the algorithm. Gently depress. Oh, it's going down. Gently depress the like button. And subscribe if you haven't, if you want. Ooh. Anton. Nice. Augustine. Nice. Hey Michael, yeah, I forgot to answer that question. I generally start to stream a few minutes after the bell. A lot of times I stream like 45 minutes after the bell on Fridays. But lately I've been trading a little bit earlier. I try to do the most Q&As on Fridays. But I can't promise that I'll stream all the time because wow, Augustine, hope you're still in it. But yeah, it's dependent on which platform I'm using. If I use Lightspeed, I won't be streaming. But yeah, click the notification tab and it'll tell you when I'm streaming. If you're interested, that is. Are you still in it, Augustine? I hope I didn't chicken you out. But green is green. This move is kind of strange. I would not have expected it to move that much like this over here. I think Lightspeed is Sterling from remember, but it is really fast. And if I remember correct, Tim of Volatility Trading lives in Maryland, so he's just like, really close to the market.
WHO's Ryan says that
I don't know if that
Kazakh
means
cases
anything.
of pneumonia.
But there is a delay in the speed of light, right? There is actually a speed, it's not instant. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it, guys. How long has this stream been going? 2 hours. So, just one trade today. Let's see if I can unlatch this. Detach. One trade. 350.
Trump
No
says
big
our
deal.
relationship with China is severely
I think I'm
damaged.
up about a little over 3,500 this week. It's a solid day. It's not the biggest week, but it's the greenest with only one red trade. Considering how tight I'm trading now, I don't get many trades in. So yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. Have a good weekend, and it was nice seeing a lot of questions, a lot of support. I really appreciate all of the support. It really makes me feel good inside. You know, makes me feel like I'm actually doing something worthwhile. Hey, great seeing you, Karnan. Yeah, same here. Stay safe, guys. Wash your hands. Just do whatever makes you feel comfortable. All right, take care. I'll see you all on Monday. Bye.